Alright, today we are going over the absolute best leg exercises that men have to do. And women too, of course, but they usually don't come up with the dumbest excuse why they skip legs for 20 years. But if you do them correctly, they will ruin your life. But at least your legs are not going to be a disappointment. So let's get into it. Hack squat. I have put the barbell squat on the bench for a long time now, and my quads have never been bigger and better. And I haven't had back pain, minor injuries leading up to bigger injuries that ultimately results in me not just skipping legs, but skipping the gym altogether. And the funniest thing is, whenever you hit a plateau on a squat, let's say for me, it's 160 kilogram crushing my small body, I went to the hack squat for the first time and I got humbled by 2 plates. That's 80 kilogram. That's when I realized how weak my quads are. So place your foot at the very bottom and go all the way down. And I know what you're going to say. Going all the way down is not going to be more quads, no more glutes. Yes, it is going to be way more adductors, but at least you are going to get the other half of your legs as well. Like if you are trying to develop your legs, you don't want half of it missing, right? You want an overall development. And I only did 2 sets, starting the workout with this. In the 4 to 8 rep ranges, I will get to that in a second why. But the only mistake you can make here is reverse bending it and not pushing it hard. You see, 2 weeks ago I shared this machine with a guy who had 3 bends, a light, a medium and a heavy. And he said he's going to reverse bend it. No judgment, his arms were bigger than my already big head. And he put 10 kilogram on each side and put on the light bend. And when he finished his set, he put on 15 kilogram just on each side and then put on the medium bend. And then he went to 25 kilogram on each side and put on the hard bend. That's not progression. It's just you being a little bitch. But the thing is, reverse bending is fine if you do it smartly. It is there to help you from the position where your muscles have no leverage. That's the bottom usually. The adductors have the best leverage. Till you get to the point where your quads and glutes can come in. But when you base your progression on how many bends you can attach to the machine, you're just messing it up. And not pushing it hard and the 4 to 8 rep ranges. You see, progression was really smooth. Like I get to 9 reps, increase the weight, till I get to 3 plates. So that's 60 kilogram on each side. I just couldn't get to 9 reps and I didn't want to spend weeks on the same weight grinding for that last 1 to 2 reps. So what I did, as soon as I hit 8, I just increased the weight. And guess what? It just worked. Hamstring curl. I feel like nobody cares about their hamstrings. When was the last time you were excited to train the back of your leg that nobody sees? Probably never. When was the last time when you felt super hyped up and going in and trying to max out the hamstring curl machine? Probably never. You just skipped it and hit arms. I was thinking the same. But then I made the change and guess what? I regret not doing it earlier. They just make your legs look so much better. I can't tell you how many girls and guys in the gym complimented my hamstrings. Probably none. Actually, yeah, nobody. Not to mention everything else is tiny as well. And it really doesn't matter which one you are using. The seated one is a bit better than the lying one, but there's a problem. My seated one doesn't have enough weight. So I have to use the lying one where I'm nowhere near close to maxing out that machine. Again, I never did more than 2 sets. And I always stayed in the 4 to 9 rep ranges, 4 to 8. Actually both. But here is the thing, as long as there is progression, there is no point adding sets or a different variation. Not to mention, there is not many variation to a seated hamstring curl or a lying one. There is not even variation actually. Fuck. Seated hip abduction. I've been playing with this machine for over a year now and I would never go back. This machine single-handedly added half of my leg size vertically. I didn't just manage to max out this machine, I also started ramping up the weights. If you've been sleeping on this machine or because it looked a bit sus, just don't. And there is a thing, you can grow this muscle if you do some deep squatting, like on a hack squat or even a barbell squat, but if you're not genetically blessed, there's a chance that it is not going to get much. So you just can't avoid direct work. And sadly, that is just how life works. If you're not genetically blessed, you have to work for things. Damn. And if you are wondering why there is only machines and why no free weights, it's quite simple. I don't want to deal with balancing and stability. I just want my quads, hamstrings and adductors to grow and fail. And if in your gym you have good machines, but you're not using them because you are in love with the barbells and dumbbells, then you can't blame anybody if your legs are lagging behind. You literally have access to all the good machines. And that is just not me. I want them to be bigger, so I don't care about this emotional BS. And the last one is honestly two. Is the sissy squat and the leg extension. The only way to train the rack fam, the longest head of the quad, if you are minimizing hip flexion you get. And in these two exercises, that's literally what you are doing. And I know you probably heard that, oh, the leg extension and the sissy squat, they both cause knee cancer, but they actually don't. How strange. All they are doing is growing your quads. I managed to find a leg extension that goes all the way up to 240 kilograms. So I'm just going to dedicate my life trying to max it out. That probably won't happen. And I also started doing the sissy squat in the Smith machine just so I can start loading it. But right now, I kind of feel like it is blowing my core out of my ass. But there's a chance that it is just the beginning phase. I also haven't tried the sissy squat in the hack squat machine, but maybe I will in a different meso. And the thing is, this is not even a workout. This is just listing up all the exercises what I've been doing. Actually, this is almost my workout. But if you've been sleeping on these, or you have access to all of these machines but you are just not doing them, you're doing something else, or the free weights, and your legs are not really growing, try swapping them out and see what happens. Really focus on progressive overload. It's time to forget this burning BS. Like, subscribe, comment, hit the bell. Talk to you in the next one.